Hello, I am Josh Gothier, and I'm here with my co-organizer Claire Guyton from Local Writers Read. For those who don't know, Local Writers Read is a literary reading series that spotlights readers and writers from around Maine. And we are happy once again to partner with LA Arts for another genre spotlight for their digital art walk. This month we have with us Paulla Estes and Sue Repko, who will be sharing some of their work. So Claire, do you want to talk a little bit about this month's spotlight?
Yes, I do. Thank you. And my thanks to LA Arts. Again, we really appreciate the collaboration. So the genre we're spotlighting today is personal essay. I realize that personal essay is a more broad genre than we've spotlighted before. It's just a short work of nonfiction focused on the self, characterized by a sense of intimacy, but it can take many forms and can take many lengths. There are lyrical essays, there are essays that feel like meditations, many other kinds. As we'll hear from Paulla, personal essay can be a moment of memoir as well. So I'm wondering if you two would like to tell us a little bit about what draws you to this form. We'll start with you, Paulla.
Sure, I am drawn to personal essay and memoir because through these mediums, I can step into a life or experience a place vastly different from my own, or surprisingly similar, and I usually learn something new as well as empathize with the author. I've learned that it's not so much the situation or circumstance of a story that draws me in, but the way it's written, the presentation of it. What about you, Sue?
Uh, Same reasons that you're drawn to it, Paula. I like to see a writer's mind at work on the page and see them trying out ideas, testing things, taking detours, playing with form, and discovering something new about themselves, about their past experiences, and making sense of the world on the page.
Thank you both. Yeah, and I know every time I hear personal essays, it's just always so fascinating to hear the stories that people have to tell. And we have a couple of those today. So Paula, would you like to start us off with your reading?
Sure. I'm just finishing a memoir, so I'm going to read a small portion of that, just an excerpt. The memoir, among other things, is about my mother and about my teen years. And in this excerpt, my boyfriend, Dan, has come with me to a clinic for a pregnancy test, and we're both 19. So here goes. The clinic looks like an old house with dark wooden doors and paneled walls. When I came a month ago to get the pills, it was packed. Today, it's blissfully empty. A young woman who won't look at us sits across the small waiting room, and the same unsmiling gray-haired nurse from before opens the door and calls my name. I glance back at Dan and follow her to a restroom that smells of Clorox. After leaving a urine sample in the bathroom's two-way cabinet, I scoot up onto a slick-papered exam table. A poster on the wall shows a diagram of the female reproductive system with each organ displayed in color. Bright pink uterus, dark red vagina, and the ovaries at the end of the fallopian tubes are full of baby blue eggs. At first glance, it looks like a bad attempt at a Valentine, and suddenly I wonder if they do abortions in this room. I scan the sink and counter with its metal-topped glass containers full of cotton balls, silver instruments, long Q-tips, and tongue depressors, and I shiver. There's no window, but I hear rain spatter the roof or outside walls, and the weather sounds nervous. The doctor knocks quickly and walks in. She's the same doctor as before, dark ponytail, glasses, crinkly eyes. I felt safe with her. I'd only been to a regular gynecologist's office once, Mom's old man doctor back in Colorado, and I hated it. I'm Dr. Sylvan, she says, shaking my hand. I remember, I say. I saw you a month ago for birth control pills. Oh, she looks at the clipboard she came in with. Have you been taking them? No. I feel jittery and stupid. I was waiting for my period to start so I could, but she sits on the swivel chair, which is why you're here for a pregnancy test. Yeah. It's positive, she says simply, handing me a printout of numbers and words. My brain misfires. I can't remember which result I want, positive or negative. I know one means I'm pregnant, the other means I'm not. I reach back into memories of biology and chemistry. I know this, but I can't remember. My lungs constrict, shoulders tighten. What does that mean, I ask dumbly. Positive. Does that mean I'm not pregnant? Her eyes soften. She takes a deep breath and leans forward, elbows on her knees. No, hun, it means you're pregnant. Oh. Blissfully, my mind stays empty, like I'm watching it all play out on TV and it's not me. Do you want to talk to someone about it? She asks. I shrug. I don't know. Probably not. I just want to see Dan. Is this pregnancy something you want? I shrug again. Yeah, I guess so. Dan's thumbing through a magazine in the waiting room when I walk out. I'm a different person from the girl who walked through that door 15 minutes ago. For a nanosecond, before he hears the door and looks up to meet my eyes, that moment when he'll know what I know, I see him as the boy he is. He's got the body of a man, but he's innocent. Innocent of what I'm about to confirm. In this moment, he's carefree, in love, and can do anything he wants. His black hair hasn't been cut in a couple of months, and it's gotten shaggy and curly again. He's got on sweatpants and sneakers and a tight t-shirt under his jacket. He could be on a college campus, one of the gym rats who never gets better than a C in class, but charms all his professors and has a date every Saturday night. I've crossed a threshold I can't come back from, but Dan hasn't. I see him there on the other side, miles away. Then he looks up. Our eyes meet, and he knows the moment is gone. And Sue, I'll pass the baton to you.
Thank you so much. That was lovely, Paula, and a little harrowing. This piece is called What I Thought I Could Love. A ceramic rabbit. It's 19 inches tall, its ears stick straight up, and it's bright purple with demonic eyes always staring back at me. I got it at a yard sale, an impulse purchase. One year it sat among the pines along our driveway, the next among some hostas that some critter was eating. This year it stayed on top of the spare refrigerator in the garage facing the wall in an extended timeout. 2020 didn't need any more bad vibes. It was the end of August 2017, a few days before my teaching obligations resumed, and I'd put off a visit to my parents in Pennsylvania until the last minute, avoiding political conversations with my dad, less inclined to smile brightly as though all was right with the world. And then I made the 7-hour drive from Maine, looking forward to hitting the Saturday morning yard sales with my mom and one of my older sisters who would also be visiting that weekend. Our hometown has been down on its luck for more years than I care to count. The streets rutted with potholes, the sidewalks cracked and bulging unevenly. Out in the North End, where I grew up and where we start our treasure hunting, the homes are generally small, brick, post-World War II, the yards neatly tended. Our first stop is 2 doors up from the Cup, a building in the shape of a cup with a stir stick coming out of the top. The color scheme used to be red and white, now it's black and white. Sign of the times, I guess. The polarization, I mean. I had worked there in high school, whipping up subs, scooping ice cream, and waiting tables. Now it sells pizza and beer. Anyway, we park in the lot of the pharmacy across the street, which used to have stools at a counter in the back where we kids spun in circles, wolfing down fries and root beer floats, but where they now sell crutches and walkers. Mom, my sister, and I wait until there is no traffic and make our way across the street. At first glance, this sale is kind of a dud. The couple running it, 30-ish, are deeply settled into the folding chairs on their porch with a bunch of broken down furniture next to them, sort of looking down on their wares and us. They don't say hi, which is not unusual, the guarded quality, like they're steeling themselves for the next bit of bad news. It's 2017, who can blame them? But other sellers can be super friendly, too friendly. One woman, whom we will see later that morning, will not stop talking and telling little stories from the lawn chair in her garage about whatever we pick up from her tables. That can be tiresome. No one wants their thoughts intruded upon as they make the acquaintance of a possible treasure. In those first few moments, a yard sailor is beginning their own relationship with the object in hand, weighing any number of possibilities. Where will I put this? Will it satisfy the longing I didn't even know I had until just that moment? Is this something I could love? And how much is it? I pass over the table of free Christmas crap, but then my sister points to some ornaments that are basically antiques, intact in their original boxes. Yes, I think, recalling sheets of snow slanting through the glow of the street lamp outside our childhood home. And that Christmas we played the Partridge Family album over and over, singing along, 6 brothers and sisters, warmed inside by the lights of the tree. I take a box of those ornaments. The next table has Easter stuff, and that's where the purple rabbit immediately hops into view. It is so garish. There's something disturbing about it, like it could be Chucky in that scary movie if Chucky were a rabbit. And it's only $3. My sister says you can put it at the end of your driveway, and whenever you have a party, you tell people to turn when they see the purple rabbit. Yeah, I could tie some balloons around its neck, subverting evil into welcome. When I go to pay for it, the woman on the porch says it's $1.50. She sees my puzzled look and says everything's half price, which is kind of surprising because things don't usually go to half price until you're closing down. But a deal is a deal. As I clutch my purchases, I study the rabbit's eyes, trying to understand why they make me uncomfortable. They have no irises. They are white with just a black spot in the middle. Zombie eyes. Maybe I can paint the irises in myself. And yet, 3 years have passed and the rabbit's gaze remains unrevised. Truth be told, I haven't even tried. I've got gnomes and mermaids, a pink flamingo, and 3 ceramic birds to wipe down and store away for winter. Besides, Chucky the rabbit never asked for revision. He didn't ask to be redeemed. Thank you.
That's fantastic. Thank you both. I really enjoyed both of those. That was great. I hope Chucky enjoyed it as well. Before we run, why don't you guys offer a favorite essayist or a favorite collection of essays, personal essays, starting with you, Paulla.
Okay, if I only have to pick one, I would say Joanne Beard's The Fourth State of Matter, some of my favorites.
Excellent, excellent, Paulla. And if I had to recommend just one, it would be James Baldwin's Notes of a Native Son, tackling issues of race, and published in 1955. A classic and relevant. Thank you.
And that brings us to a close. So thank you both for joining us and for sharing your work. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. And thank you once again to LA Arts for inviting us to be part of this. So we hope you enjoyed it, and tune in next month for more from LA Arts and another genre spotlight. Everyone enjoy your weekend.